Hey everyone, welcome back to Grad's Games. Now, we all remember the big names in movie-based games like Batman and Jurassic Park. But today, I'm going a little deeper into the vault. Let's take a look at some of the forgotten movie-to-game adaptations that time left behind. Get ready, some of these titles will have you asking, they made a game out of that movie? Let's get stuck in. First up is Hudson Hawk. Yes, they actually made a game out of this Bruce Willis heist comedy from 1991. In the game you play as a cat burglar, sneaking through levels, avoiding traps and collecting random objects. This was one of those movies that was already pretty obscure by the time the game came out, and it didn't really help that the gameplay was all over the place. But hey, if you're a Bruce Willis completist or you just love weird NES games, it's worth a look. Next we have The Untouchables, based on the 1987 film with Kevin Costner and Sean Connery. This game brings all the gritty action of a Prohibition-era crime thriller, except with some pretty clunky shooting mechanics. It's an odd choice for an NES game, but somehow they managed to make a playable experience out of it, even if it's a bit of a stretch to feel like a real gangster. Swing! Believe it or not, Wayne's World got the video game treatment too. This adaptation tried to bring Wayne and Garth's basement antics to consoles, but instead we got a surreal, nearly unplayable platformer with enemies like evil bagpipes and giant donuts. If you're a fan of the movie, maybe you'll appreciate the sheer absurdity, but this one's mostly remembered as a totally bogus experience. Next I've got Darkman, based on Sam Raimi's cult superhero film. In the game you play as Dr. Peyton Westlake, a disfigured anti-hero who can disguise himself with synthetic faces. The gameplay involves beating up enemies and platforming through dark cityscapes, and it's surprisingly faithful to the film's tone. While Darkman may not be a household name, the game is actually kind of fun if you like gritty superhero stories with a bit of camp. Now I know Home Alone is extremely popular, but the game itself, not so much. Playing as Kevin McAllister, you have to protect your house from the wet bandits by setting traps and avoiding capture. It sounds fun in theory, but the gameplay can be pretty repetitive. Basically you're just running around the house and trying not to get caught. They made so many versions of this game and each one is somehow weirder than the last. Cool World is next, and this one's a real trip. Based on the movie that tried to blend live action and animation a la Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the game has you playing as a detective navigating a bizarre cartoon universe. The visuals are as trippy as the movie itself, but the controls and story are all over the place. It's confusing, surreal, and, well, exactly what you'd expect from a Cool World video game. And then there's Cliffhanger. I love Cliffhanger. Based on the Sylvester Stallone movie, of course. It's essentially a side-scrolling beat-em-up with Stallone taking down henchmen in snowy mountain landscapes. Sure, the movie had some action scenes, but as a game, it's just repetitive punching and kicking your way through waves of enemies with occasional inexplicable climbing sections. Finally, I've got the last action hero, because who doesn't want to play as Arnold Schwarzenegger, kicking bad guys and dodging explosions? This game follows the plot of the movie, with our hero fighting his way through movie scenes, but unfortunately it's not exactly blockbuster material. Poor controls and repetitive levels mean this one's better left on the rental shelf. But if you're an Arnie fan, you might get a laugh or two. And there you have it, some of the weirdest, wildest and most forgotten movie games from back in the day. It's a little slice of gaming history that shows just how eager developers were to turn any film into a video game. Have you played any of these games, or is there a forgotten classic I missed? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you next time.